Hello, my name is Hussein Spady and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be buying a Ford Expedition for my customer from Copart, and I'm going to show you exactly step by step how I do so. So let's begin. So this is the Ford Expedition that they found. They found a 2024 Ford Expedition. It has 3,500 miles and it's currently listed at $44,000. It's a rebuild title and they were interested in buying this car. Now, because we can save them some money, we cannot exceed the price of $44,000 when buying from the auction, or else it would defeat the entire purpose of them buying from the auction and fixing it. So the reason they come to someone like me is because I'm able to save them some money and I'm able to make some money. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. It's an equal exchange of value. It's a give and take. You know, I'm saving them some money and I'm also making some money when we fix the car and for the services that we provide. So let's do the math together first, to make sure that we understand how much they would actually pay if they were to purchase this car. So first of all, we're gonna go here to the calculator and we're gonna paste in the number, which is $44,000, okay? Because it's listed at $43,900, which is $44,000. We live in Michigan, so there is a 6% sales tax here if they wanna register. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna do plus 6% equals, you can see it bumped up $2,640 extra. Then you have registration fees. You know, they differ from dealer to dealer, but we'll just go with $250. That's fair. And then you also have for the plate, if they want to transfer the plate or if they want to get a new plate, it really depends on the price. If they're transferring, they pay like $30 to $50. If they're getting a new plate, it's about $200 depending on the car. We're gonna stay on the safe side. We're gonna call this even at $47,000. So now when I'm looking cars at the auction, I have to make sure that I don't exceed $47,000 for a rebuild, clean title, defer. So here we go, let's go to Copart. We're gonna go ahead and log into Copart. Now they said that they're interested in Ford Expedition, Yukon, and Navigators. They're looking for 2023 and up. They don't want anything below 2023. So we're gonna go here to the year. We're gonna do 2023. So 2023 up to 2027. They want it low miles. So I'm gonna go below 50 miles, 50,000 miles. I think that's fair. It's a good car below 50,000 miles. Let me fix that. Here we go. We're going to apply that. They don't care if it's a clean title or if it's a salvage. You know, as long as it's a good car is what they told me. Of course, we're going to keep it buy it now, or not buy it now, run and drive. But before we do that, you know, we have to scroll down. We have to put the vehicle type. So let's do this. And this is a Ford. So we're going to start with a Ford Expedition. And we got 66 here. What else? How many pages do we got? We got 4 pages here. What else do we have to put here? The sale date, you know, we're not going to be looking at future because future is unknown. So they want the car anytime soon. So here we go. Let's begin. First of all, I'm going to look at clean titles. And then I'll look at salvage titles. Clean titles are always better. Okay, so let's see. So, okay, the seller is Avis, so that's good. We know who's selling the car, 30,000 miles. That's good. So I'm just gonna look at the pictures here. Okay, it's hit from the back. It's also hit from the side here. And it's hit from the front. Well, it needs a complete front. And it might have a frame damage, you know. It might have a frame damage. Okay, this car is completely demolished. Multiple hits. It has... Is that a check engine light? No. Okay. I don't like this. There's too many hits going on. It's hit from multiple areas. It's a little bit shady to me. You know, even if I'm not buying the car for myself, I'm buying it for my customer, and I want to make sure I give him a great car that doesn't have problems. All right, let's do this real quick. Here we go. Let's see the auto check. You know, it has a good auto check. It has a good history based on this. It has a good history. Let's see here. It has one owner only. So that's actually very good. Interesting. Okay. I'm not going to look at it right now. I'm not going to do my math on this one just because there's too many hits. But this car is definitely a car we'll look at. We'll leave it for later. Let's keep going. And this is going to go tomorrow. Interesting. All right, 2025. Let's see this 2025 Ford Expedition. Okay. Now this one, you know, it has 10,000 miles. It's a 2025. Okay, but you can see the shipping here. It's going to cost me about $750. Let's look at the car here. Okay, you can look here and see the door is damaged, so this needs a new door. The airbags are completely deployed. What's going on here? You have the quarter panel. Okay, we have the tail light. And we might need a new bumper as well. You can't really tell here from the pictures. We might need to repair the bumper. What's going on here with the rocker molding? Wow. And then it's also hit from the fender here. So this has been hit on the side, and then you have the windshield. It looks like the roof is also damaged. Absolutely not. This car is completely demolished. Now, you guys have to understand something. I'm not buying this car for myself. You know, I'm not trying to make some money off this car. They're going to pay us for our labor when we fix the car because we're a collision shop. And they're also going to pay us for, you know, finding the car and working on the car and so on and so forth. So I'm not looking to make any profit in terms of reselling the car, if that makes sense. So that puts us at the advantage. The customer is the one who's going to be paying for everything. Now, this is future, so I'm not going to be looking at this. You have a 2023 Ford Expedition here. Let's see. The customer is not, you know, he's very flexible. He doesn't really care about specifications. He doesn't really have details that he's looking at. Yeah, I also don't like the hit here. I'm gonna be honest. Let's see here. Texas. I usually don't like Texas. Normal wear. You know, we're not gonna be able to buy that car. Okay, let's see this one. So it seems like he's gonna have to buy a salvage. I don't see good deals with the clean titles so far, and there's only like 7. You know, I see bad hits. I don't like these hits. This one doesn't tell us who the seller is. Again, the hit, I don't like this hit either. So these hits are super shady. You know, this car is probably the only one we would be looking at, just because, you know, all the other ones are kind of shady. But I'm also not gonna stress on this as well. This is hail, so I'm not gonna look at hail in its future. So I think our best bet is salvage. So let me go into salvage. Okay, let's see what we have here with salvage. Future. You know, future, we don't know when they're gonna be going on auction. Okay, so the front is hit. You can see they have it marked with a marker. Okay, so I think the second damage is hail because it's hit all over. Yes, this is hail. We don't deal with hail. You know, it's too much to work with. Too much to do. Okay, all these are future. Expedition. Okay, so farmer's insurance. This is a beautiful color. You know, the shipping is a bit expensive. There's already a current bid on it. This is going in 2 days. That's what it seems like. It has 2,700 miles. Wow. Very low miles. Let's see the hit on this car. This has a beautiful color, this car. Beautiful color car. Okay. This is a good hit. I like this hit. You know, it's the right front end. Fender. You know, you have the bumper here. You have the grille. You have the headlights. I like this hit. You know, you can tell what's happened to the car. You have an airbag deployed. Not an issue. Okay, you have airbag lights on. Very normal because the airbag is deployed. Okay. I don't see a check engine light, which is great. Yeah, overall this car is clean, you know, and the engine looks clean to me. I don't see anything wrong with this car. I think this is a good car. Now what we're gonna do, since we're buying this car for a customer, we're gonna grab the VIN number and we're gonna go here to my system and we're gonna paste in and decode the VIN number for USA because we're in the US. And as you can see, this car is selling for $62,900, so almost $63,000. $63,000. The average days it takes to sell is 47. So this is a great car. This car is selling fast. Usually cars take about 70 to 80 on average. This one's taking 47 days. You know, it's an expensive car. This is an expensive car. Okay, it's $63,000. Now, this car is not a clean title. So this will change the value of the car when we change it to salvage. And then let's go back to the listing here. So it is a salvage and it has 2,738. So I'm just gonna go here and type in the mileage. It's gonna increase the value of the car because it has good mileage. And for now, I'm not gonna put any costs. I just wanna see how much this car is actually worth after, you know, after the salvage title and the mileage here. So it says here that we have an increase of $600 because of the mileage. That's good. And the salvage title removed $12,000 from the car. So this car, the salvage retail is $50,000, which is pretty close to what we saw with the listing that he was looking at. You know, he was looking at a 2024 Ford Expedition. So this is super accurate. Okay, so that's excellent. Okay, so if the car is $50,000, what ends up happening now is all I got to do is put my numbers in here, the repair cost, the parts cost, you know, the auction fees, the transportation, and this will give me an idea of how much I should bid to win the car for this customer. Okay, so that's perfect. Now, what we're gonna do is, I like this car. I'm also gonna run a Carfax on this car for this guy. So let's do that. Let's see what we have with the Carfax. Okay, so this is a one owner vehicle. Excellent. Personal vehicle, that's also good, not an issue. You know, not an issue. Let's see here. So this is how accurate this system is. This system is so accurate that it's even more accurate than Carfax. Okay, because this gives you in real time what the market is giving you. You know? So let's go here and see what do we have here. Total loss, that's fine. You know, it's a salvage. We don't really care. Odometer check, no issues. That's good. You know, it says no airbags deployed, but the airbags are deployed. One owner. Okay, everything is great. Everything is great. This is a car we would definitely look at. I will share this with the customer. So I will definitely look at this car. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this car. I'm going to grab the URL of the listing here. I'm going to go back to the system here, the best system, and I'm going to paste the link here. Copart, you know, when is this going? This is going in 2 days and 16 hours. So I would say in 3 days. Let's see, January 30. Yep. So January 30 at 1 p.m. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a specific date so that we don't lose track of this car. January 30, 1 p.m. You know, we're going to go here 1 p.m. This way we don't lose track of this car. 1 p.m. Perfect. We already have the miles. For now, we're going to leave everything empty here just because we're just looking at cars for him right now and we're not trying to resell this car. So later on, I'll look at the parts and I'll look at everything else. I'm just looking at, you know, the right car for this guy, and I'm going to save the estimate. The estimate is saved. If I go to the deal here, you know, there we have it. The Ford Expedition is right here. You know, the total cost not available because we didn't put anything in. So this is very normal. Okay, let's continue here. So let's continue. This is future. But this is definitely, this car that we've just looked at, this is definitely a great car to look at. Okay. This car, you know, $1,200 shipping. I doubt we're gonna be able to get it. It's gonna be, it's gonna be too much to get this car. Airbags deployed. Max King Ranch. Interesting. Wow, yeah, too much going on, and $1,200 for shipping. We're not gonna be able to buy this car for the customer. It's gonna be too much. Okay, so I think that car is a great car. Now, the customer also said he doesn't mind looking at a Yukon. So we're gonna look at a Yukon for him. So I'm just gonna remove the Ford there. I'm gonna go ahead and search Yukon. I don't see Yukon. All right, Yukon is in Y, so I'm gonna go to Yukon, unless they don't have anything. They probably don't have anything if, I searched it up and Yukon wasn't available. Yep, because Y is supposed to be here, and it's not. So it seems like they don't have a Yukon. They don't have a Yukon. Okay. He also said he has no issue with a Navigator, but this makes no sense. So let's see here. If I do Yukon, you're telling me there's no Yukons available? Okay, there it is. We got some Yukons. But let me see if there's any Yukons available for the year that this customer wants, which is 2023. Okay, so there are some that are available. Actually, there's a lot. I'm going to do run and drive. And we're going to drop this down to, below 50,000 miles. 51,000, that's okay. We're going to keep it Yukon. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and see how many pages. That's 3 pages. Okay, what else are we looking at? Vehicle type, you already did that. And then no problem with the vehicle condition. Let's start with clean title. There's only 4. And then we'll move on to salvage. So there's only one we can look at because these are future. So God knows when those cars are going to go on the auction. Wow, this car is already at 60,000, 66,000. And I think this car is in Canada. Yeah, because it says $500 Canadian. So this car is already gone. Okay, so definitely we're not going to be buying him a clean title. So I'm going to remove clean title. I'm going to keep it salvage. All right, let's see here. Illinois, Chicago. Illinois is pretty close to Michigan. So that's good. I'm also going to remove this, and I'm just going to keep this on here. Okay. Okay, so the seller is known. That's good. $300 shipping. Excellent. 20,000 miles. Not bad. 4x4. Okay. It's going to go on, today is January 27th, so this is going to go in 2 days. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a big hit. This is a very big hit. I'm pretty sure the airbags are deployed as well. Let's see. This is a very big hit. Expeditions are much nicer than this. What do we have here? Okay, we don't have any lights. Yeah, this is too much, You got a hit from the front, and then you got a hit from the back. It's a lot of work. And not only the back, you have a hit from the quarter panel as well, and, the rear. So that's a lot of work for us. This is a lot of work. And it's a salvage as well. So I'm going to keep this. If we don't find a car, we'll go back to that one. But for now, too many hits. I don't like too many panels. The rear, the front, the side. I like it when it's particularly into one specific area. Even if it's a big damaged car, if it's one particular specific area, that's fine with me. This one is demolished. This car is demolished. This car is absolutely demolished. Yeah, this car is demolished. He told me he doesn't want anything that's demolished like that, so we're not going to be looking at that. This car is going to go February 5th. Okay, so let's see. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, we're not going to touch this car. Oh my God, what a car. What a car that is. This one's already at 54,000, so that's already too late. Okay, this one is in 2 days. So let's see this car. Okay, we have a front hit, do we? I don't think so. I think this is the reflection. Okay, now this, oh my God, this is a very big hit. This is a very big hit. This is a very big hit. Wow, nice car from the inside. You know, I like this car. We don't know what lights are on because he just has contact open. Airbags roofs are also deployed. Man, airbags are just annoying. They're just annoying. Airbags are annoying. You know, this is a big hit. I was gonna look into it, but you got the whole suspension messed up, so we don't know what's going on down there. That's the issue. So we're also not gonna look into this one. Wow, what a big hit that one is. What a big hit. All right, let's see here. Salvage, previously branded. Interesting. So this was previously a salvage and now it got hit again and it's another salvage. Yeah, this car is super shady and this will go super expensive. It's not worth buying from the auction. You know, he might as well just go to the dealer at that point. All right, let's see. This one's already at $43,000. So not worth looking into. This one is at $23,000, but it's future. This one is upcoming lot. Upcoming lot is okay to look at, but you know, there's not much information here. They don't even display the VIN number. So that's for Yukons. You know, I didn't really find anything for a Yukon. We can look into this one, but this one has a big hit. I don't like this. You know, this has a big hit, but let's look into it. You know, I'll keep it. So I'm going to grab the VIN number here and we're going to see how much this cost. So I'm going to go to my bid engine here. I'm going to decode the VIN, keep it USA. Okay, so this one is running at $52,000. So this is cheaper than the Expedition. Expedition was in the 60s. Okay, this takes longer to sell. So people like the Expedition more. We're going to fix the mileage, and this is a salvage. We're going to keep it a salvage. The miles that we have here is 20,626. And it says plus 2% in respect to the year. That's excellent. So that's good. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's go ahead and copy the listing. Salvage. It is a salvage. When is this going? This is going Thursday, January 29. And it's going at 1 p.m. So 29, 1 p.m. Let's keep it that. Excellent. I'm also going to leave everything empty for now. Okay, so this, you know, this car is cheaper. So it's saying that the salvage retail value is $42,000 for this car specifically. And it actually added $1,000 for the mileage because the mileage is great. So I'm just going to save this estimate. Estimate is saved successfully. Okay, the last car we're going to look at is Navigator, because he told me that the Navigator is a car that he would look into as well. You know, this guy, this customer, he wants these big heavy cars. These big heavy cars. So we're going to press run and drive. We're going to go ahead and, you know, lower this to 50. I can't ever get it right. 50, apply. Year 2023 up to 2027. How many cars do we have? We have already 3 listings. I'm going to look at clean titles and then I'm going to look at salvage titles. So we only got 2 here. Okay, this one I can't look at because it's already added to the cart by, you know, my dealer. So we're just going to leave that one. And then this one is already at $53,000. Wow. So let's see here. Is this worth it? Not worth it. You know, minor dents and scratches, shady. You might as well just go buy it from the dealer. Okay, we'll go with salvage and then we'll remove clean title. All right, so let's see what do we got here. So this car, this Navigator, you know, they're more expensive than both the Yukon and the Expedition. Okay, so it has 33,000 miles. Let's see. So it has a side hit. I like this hit. You know, this is a very good hit. It's limited. It's on the side. It needs 2 doors. It probably needs to be pulled back into place 100%. This is a very nice car. Very nice car. Very luxurious car. Okay, we have the airbags completely demolished. This is a nice car. Let's see here. You can see that, well, this is part of the two doors, so that's normal. Okay, what do we have here? Do we have anything on the, we have airbags, which is very normal. Do we have a check engine light? No check engine light, that's great. Yeah, I only see airbags, roof airbags, seat airbags, probably also seat belts. That's completely fine. That's completely absolutely fine. And the engine looks good to me. We got the VIN number there. Okay. This car, we're going to put it on, we're going to put it into our system. And we need about $600 delivery. So we're going to grab the VIN number. And we're going to go to the calculator here. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to decode it. Wow, this car is selling for $64,000. So this is something that Copart does. Okay, guys, this is something that Copart does. If you go here, it's going to tell you the estimated retail value is $70,000. It's not selling for $70,000. This car on average is selling for $64,000. Okay, so be careful. And it takes 153 days on average to sell one of these cars. So this car sits for a long time before it sells. Okay, we're looking at the US. Perfect. Let me save this car for the customer, and then I'm going to show him these before I do any math. This is why I didn't put any expenses such as the parts, the labor. I didn't do any of these yet because I want to make sure that he likes the color, he likes the car specifically. Anyways, so this car is going to be going on Thursday, January 29, 10 a.m. So it's a salvage. Then we're going to go to specific date here. 29. It's going to be going at 10 a.m. So I'm going to scroll up here, 10 a.m. And we're going to put the mileage here. This car has 33,415. 33,415. Okay, so as you can see, it says the average mileage, no adjustment. So because it's a 2024, the mileage is average. Now let me show you here something. If I change this to 40,000, look what's going to happen. It's going to do above average. It's going to remove 3% of the value. But because it's a 2024. Now we're going to bring it back to what the original mileage is. And it says no adjustment. So it's not going to deduct anything from the price, and it's not going to add anything on the price. I'm going to do calculate bidding option. Let's see how much this car costs. It costs $51,000. As a salvage. Excellent. So we're going to go here and we're going to save the estimate. The estimate is saved. Let's continue going here. This is how good this system is. I don't have to remember anything. I have everything in the system. When I buy from the auction, for me, when I'm buying and selling, I put in my numbers. I put in the cost of the parts, the cost of labor, the shipping cost, and then whenever I'm going on the auction to bid, to buy the car, I have about 10 cars I'm looking at. I have all the numbers saved up. So I don't have to, I have all the numbers. I can bid confidently because it gives me actual prices. It gives me actual prices of the market, So that's why this system is the only system out there that does what it does. Okay. This is a 2025 Lincoln Navigator. The hit is good. It's limited. It's on the right front. Okay, that's not an issue. It has some airbags deployed. Wow, what a car. Wow, very, very, this is a very luxurious car. And we know who the seller is. I don't like cars in Texas, I'm going to be honest. In Texas, they do things to the cars. They do things to the cars in Texas. But since we know the seller, it's, we can trust them more. Okay, this car is also a car we'd be looking at, so we're going to add this one as well. We're going to add it to the system here to save it. Let's see how much this one costs. This one is way more expensive. This one is $91,000. Wow. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able, you never know. He might be able to afford it. This guy, this customer, he's doing well for himself, so that's great. Okay. It has 2,447. Let's go ahead and grab the listing URL. This is a salvage. When is this going? This is going January 30th at 1 p.m. So January 30th at 1 p.m. There we go. And we're also going to leave everything else the way it is. So because it's a salvage, it loses its value and it goes down to 74,000. So that's great. We're going to save the estimate, move on with our search here. You know, these navigators are better than the other ones, like the Yukon and the Expedition. The Yukon and the Expeditions you guys saw, they were just hit all over. These cars are limited with the hits, but we got to be careful because these cars are difficult to fix. So that's something we have to take into consideration as well. Wow, nice car. Oh, this is horrible. The dashboard airbag is blown. That's going to be a headache. That's going to be a headache. You got to change the whole dashboard. You got to change the whole dashboard. It doesn't seem like there's roof airbags, which is good. Okay. Yeah. So we don't know who the this car is a bit weird. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This card is shady because it says buy it now for $23,900. You know, this is a Navigator. This is a 2024 Navigator. Why are you selling it for $23,900? There's something shady about this car. You know, we don't even know who the seller is. So I'm not gonna associate myself with this car. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave that car. We're gonna move on to the next one. You gotta be careful from these guys on Copart, especially if they're from Texas. Especially if they're from Texas. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? A white color car. Is this different color? It is a different color. So this car has been hit before. You guys can see the white shade here is very different. So this car has been painted before. This car has been painted before. That's what it looks like from here. So I don't think I'm gonna be looking at this car, you know. And the dashboard airbag is blown away, so I'm just gonna move on. Okay, Ohio, Cleveland, that's near me. So that's about $300 shipping. That's excellent. It has 20,000 miles. Nice. That's a nice color, burgundy. Okay, it's going in about 2 days. Okay, we don't know who the seller is, so that's a red flag. It says the damage is side. You can tell that the airbags are deployed just from the picture. Let's see here. Okay, so you got a quarter panel and a little bit of the bumper here can be repaired. Not an issue. And you have a door. You know, you also have the the C pillar. You're gonna have to pull back the C pillar in place. Okay. And you also need suspension. So you need a quarter panel, you need a door, you need to fix the C pillar, put it back in place. You're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna have to pull it back in place. That's gonna take some time. And especially that it's on the corner here, then you have a suspension hit. So you need a new suspension. You got airbags. Okay. So you got seat airbags, you got seat belts, you got roof. Do we have a dash? I don't think so. No dash. This car is not as nice as the other ones, I'm gonna be honest. So do we have any check engine lights? No check engine lights. Okay. Yeah, you have roof airbags, so that's something to take into consideration. Okay, this car, I'm definitely gonna put it on. I'm gonna save it on my system here. So let's decode the VIN here. Okay, so this one is actually way cheaper. This one is at 48,000. You know, it's at 48,000, so it's much cheaper than the other ones. So this is probably more so in his budget. This is more so in his budget. Okay. So let's go ahead and add this car to the system. It has 19,184. So I'm just gonna go here, 19,184. Excellent, plus 1% value. Great. When is this car gonna be going on? It's gonna be going on January 29, 10 a.m. So January 29 at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Perfect. And let's see how much this car actually cost. So this car is about $38,000. This is more so in his budget. This car decreased a lot from what the price actually is. So interesting. I'm going to remove all these because I already saved them, so it doesn't matter. To me, this is the best car we've seen so far, so I'm just going to leave that. Maybe we'll go over it one more time. So I noticed that the Lincoln, oh, these are Aviator. That's not a Navigator. Okay, so we're done, guys. That's it. Okay, we'll go over this one more time, as I think this is the best one we've seen for him. This has a beautiful color from the outside, beautiful, unique color from the outside. You know, it's a very nice car from the inside. It's a 2025 with only 3,000 miles. We know who the seller is. The seller is, you know, it's an insurance, farmer's insurance, okay? We've seen the Carfax, very clean. The hit is limited, it's nice, you know. You got a airbag here, okay? No check engine lights, excellent. It seems like there are no roof airbags either, which is great. I like this hit. I think this is the car we're going to have to go for. Again, this is a customer's car, so they're going to have to tell me what they want. They're going to have to tell me what they like. And I'm just going to advise them. This is a great car. You know, everything checks out for this car. You know, the hits is limited, so we know where the hit is. It's not all over the place. So this is a nice car overall. And, you know, if we go back here and we look at this car is scheduled, as you guys can see. It shows you the scheduled auctions, and then it shows you the future date auctions. It seems like I forgot to put the date on the Ford Expedition here because it's in the future date. Probably, but, you know, I can fix this. I'll fix this yeah, I forgot to put the date for this. Does it have a date? It actually does have a date, so let's fix this, guys. So look at how nice this is. I'm going to go here. I'm going to press on edit, and it's going to open everything back up for me. Here it is. 63,000, you know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change the specific date, and this is gonna be going on January 30th at 1 p.m. So January 30th on 1 p.m. So let me go ahead and put 1 p.m. here. There you go. And I'm also gonna add transportation, since transportation is already here. It's at 720. So let me go ahead and put transportation. Now this is an expensive car. So the auction fees are going to be pretty high with this car. They're going to be pretty high with this car. So we're going to be very, very cautious with the auction fees. You know, let's see here. This car is going to it's going to go for a lot. You know, auction fees are going to be as high as probably $3,000, guys. This is going to have a lot of auction fees. So we're going to stay on the safe side, and we're going to go with 3,000. It might be a little bit less, you know, it might be about 2,000 to 2,500, but we're going to stay on the safe side and put auction fees 3,000. Now for repair costs and parts cost, we're not going to get into that now because we have to do our homework. Before, I want to show it to the customer and make sure he likes the color, you know, he likes the car, you know, I show him the Carfax, you know, we go over the numbers together, and then we'll see if he actually, you know, if he actually wants the car or not. So this car, you know, after everything, it's 51,000 because it's a salvage. Clean title goes for 62,000. Mileage gave us 1,800 dollars extra for the mileage. That's great. So I'm gonna save the estimate. Okay, so that's gonna be it for today, guys, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna film the next video on buying the car for the customer, and I'm gonna film it. We're gonna be live filming it when I film it, and then I'll post it on YouTube. So stick around. You know, if you guys want access to this system, you can't find the system elsewhere. This is the best system to buy from the auction, whether you're using Copart, whether you're using IAA, you know, whether you're using Manheim, whatever it is you're using, this is the system to go with. The link is in the bio to access and to get access for, you know, this system. And you get to create an account. You get to have one free VIN you can use the application with just to get around and understand what it is. And then you choose a subscription. So make sure you do so, guys. Link is in the bio, and have a wonderful day.